Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt, and today we are continuing the playthrough of King's Quest V. Where we left off is we have dispatched the witch, and we're questing around here in her, I guess we call it a lair, looking how to get out, and also looking for any items that we can use. So let's head off here to the north and see what we can find. And straight away we notice there's this weird little ramp thing here, and there's this sort of hole in the tree. Let's give that a look. A crude little door built into the trunk of a large twisted tree catches Graham's attention. Let's see if we can open it. Graham tugs at the door in the tree but finds it securely locked. So we don't have a key at this point, so just need to keep that in mind that that's there. Let's keep looking around for other stuff. I think we can sort of go behind here. There we go. Alright, so here we have like a very scary looking castle thing, complete with a moat. So let's just do a quick save here. And let's go for, what are we up to? 17. I wonder if we can walk into the moat by accident. Gotta watch those drop-offs. Classic. Alright, so we need to stick to the bridge. So let's just see what we're dealing with here. The old witch's house has been crudely fashioned from an old tree trunk and salvaged stone. It has a cold, creepy feeling to it, and Graham would just as soon leave. Now you can see there's a little glint coming from this like little lantern thing here every now and then. Let's see if we can see it. An interesting incense burner hangs from a protruding tree branch. Occasionally, from within it, a tiny glint glows. Let's see if we can click on it. What's this? Why, it's a little key. Okay, so that is the key to the tree trunk. Now, interestingly enough, there's some other stuff in here. Graham sees an intricate trunk tucked under a large crack in the wall, which seems to serve as a window. So let's see if we can open the trunk. An intricate spinning wheel is tucked away in the trunk. Reaching a hand into the trunk, Graham retrieves the small spinning wheel. Alright, so the spinning wheel is a bit interesting. If we actually have a look at it, this appears to be a small, intricately constructed spinning wheel. It doesn't tell us a lot, but we need to just keep in mind we have it. I think that's all there is in here that we need. Let's do a quick look around. Nope, that appears to be it. Potentially. I thought there was some... Oh, here we go. Graham spies a crude drawer built into the trunk of a tree which is poking awkwardly through the house. Let's open up this drawer. A small pouch is tucked away in the drawer. Graham reaches into the drawer and removes the leather pouch. Alright, let's have a look in this pouch. The small leather pouch is drawn tightly closed. Okay. Upon opening the leather pouch, Graham discovers the 3 sparkling emeralds. Great. Now, we need to head back out. And let's go and retrieve whatever is in that tree trunk. So luckily, this part of the game is relatively linear. As long as you've got the amulet to protect you from the witch, and I think you need the honey, you pretty much can solve this without getting completely stuck. Don't think we need anything else. Graham finds the little key fits perfectly in the lock. A little golden heart has been placed inside the crude door of the twisted old tree. Reaching a hand in the open door of the tree, Graham extracts the little golden heart. Great. So we know the heart belongs to the weeping willow, so that's kind of cool. Let's head back the way we came. Now, the quickest way to get out of here is just to sort of go back the way we came rather than past the witch's house. And then I think there might might be something funny to do here. Let me just save it. I have a feeling one of these plants could eat us. Let's have a look. Dark forest seems closing on Graham as he makes his tentative way through it. This feeling that something here is a bit deadly, but I could be remembering wrong. I wonder where this goes. So that sort of loops around to the other side of the path. And then I think if we go up here... Okay. Yeah, I must be remembering wrong. I thought one of these Venus flytraps could kind of eat us. But maybe not. Okay. So this is another one that took me a long time to figure out what to do. Notice that there's, I guess, sort of some rocks, you know, stopping us going in this direction. But notice how this rock in the middle looks a bit different. A large rock-like creature blocks further passage to the west. So it doesn't say a large rock. It says a rock-like creature. And also you get strange plants and animals inhabit this dark and dreary place, while thin rays of sunlight barely break the surface of the forest's thick foliage. So, can't do much with the creature, just kind of, you know, sits there. But, I don't know, this is totally baffling to me as to why this would make sense. But what you need to do is we need to squeeze the honey out onto the ground. So, squeezing the honeycomb as hard as you can, Graham causes the honey to drip out of it onto the ground, creating a little puddle of honey at his feet. Now all that's left of the honeycomb is a piece of beeswax, which Graham pockets. And the reason we need to do this is because now we have these emeralds which we can put in the honey. I guess maybe the clue to it was these little eyes kind of in the background, which I'm not sure if... Peering curiously at him through the heavy foliage of the dark forest, Graham noticed several pairs of bright blinking eyes. I guess that's a little bit of a clue that there might be some people there. And you can see these little elves come out as we throw down each one of these little emeralds. And the idea of the honey is that when we get to the end here, he's going to get stuck. Please let me go, I beg of you. Why should I do that? What will you do for me? I'll show you a way out of the forest, if you let me go. How do I know that I can trust you? I give you my word, an elf never breaks his word. Well, it's against my better judgment, but okay. Move over, Rocky, you're in our way. Sorry. As I said, this part here was very confusing and I got stuck on this for a long time. But maybe there was some sort of reference in here which I wasn't aware when I was younger. And hopefully we haven't just found a bug in the game, because this appears to have stopped. So we should be following the elf off to the left of screen here. But it appears we're not. Oh, there we go. So that's a weird bug. The cursor disappeared for a second there, but I had to click, so okay. The joys of the Macintosh version. Follow me in here. Warning, this cartoon contains material that may be necessary for information or clues to complete the game. I don't know why they put these in, but yeah, we'll watch it. It's kind of weird, because every other Sierra game, you just have to put up with the cartoon. Over here, I've got something for you. I never take anything without giving in return. For your generosity in giving those exquisite emeralds, I give you my finest pair of shoes. May they help you in your quest. So from part 1, we remember there was a shoemaker. Follow that passage. That's the way out of the dark forest. you very much for all of your help, and I'm sure I'll be able to find a use for these fine shoes. So yeah, we met the shoemaker early on that was a bit hard on his luck and ran out of shoes, and they were a bit older and they kind of wanted to give up on their business. But perhaps we can help them along by giving them these really, really exquisite shoes. And as a side note, I really like the graphics on this screen where you've got all the little bore holes from the ants and stuff and the bones. I always thought that was quite cool. Oh, I'm glad to see you're okay. I was beginning to worry. You're right not to not want me to venture in that dark forest, Cedric. I thought I'd never get out of there alive. But yeah, Cedric is completely useless for that sort of thing. He always chickens out and stays well out of danger. Alright, so what have we found? Well, we've got the heart, we've got a spinning wheel, and we've got some shoes. So the lady that's now a weeping willow is just here, so let's give her her heart back to begin with. Okay, here we go. My heart, you found it. I don't need this old thing anymore. Just toss the harp to the side. Look at me, I'm a princess again. Herbert. Alicia. Where have you been all this time, my love? Oh, darling, just take me home. I'll tell you on the way. I love how they don't even really stop to thank King Graham for any of that. They just kind of wander off and she throws the harp to the side. But hey, we scored a harp. Bending down, Graham picks the harp up off the ground and takes it with him. Fantastic. Alright. So now that just leaves us with the shoes and the spinning wheel. Alright, so we met an elf a little bit earlier on in this game who had like a little toy marionette, I believe it was, that he'd given to his grandson. And we had a bit of interest in it. Now the spinning wheel could be of interest to the elf. Or it might have been a gnome actually. That was a gnome. Oh, he stood the long way around, but that's alright. So, I think, yeah, the gnome doesn't really say much. I thought maybe in the talkie version it sort of gives you a hint that he's missing his spinning wheel. But this spinning wheel belongs to him. Where did you get this? I thought I'd lost it. Oh, it's yours? I found it in the old witch's house in the dark forest. So that's where it got to. The old hag took it, eh? You know, this ain't no ordinary spinning wheel. It's not? What's so special about it? Why, this spinning wheel can spin straw into gold. That's what. Except you gotta know how to use it. I doubt even the witch could figure that out. Thank you for bringing it back to me. Wait, not so fast. How about that marionette? Don't you think the price of the spinning wheel is worth at least twice of that of the puppet? I'd love to have it. Yeah, I guess so. Boy, give that damn marionette to the man here. I'll make you a new one. It's pretty funny. Like, come on boy, let's go gather up some wood for a new puppet. Just giving him a spinning wheel, he can basically make infinite gold out of straw, and it's like, oh, I guess it's worth the price of a marionette. So, yeah, interesting. Alright, let's trek on back down here, because we've got everything we need now to go back to town. So we've got the needle, which the ants helped us collect. We've got a marionette, which we can give to the toy maker. And we've got some shoes, which we can give to the shoemaker. Now the next part here is a little bit timing based, so I'm just going to save it. Hopefully it's not buggy in the Mac version. But in a second, there may be a cat come running across here. Well, that's what I want to happen anyway. Because that is important for the progression of the game. Maybe if I just kind of wander backwards and forwards. Yeah, hopefully that's not a bug. Alright. Oh, here we go. Frantic squeaking alerts ground to a mangy cat chasing a terrified rat. Now we've got to be quick here. The quickest way to get rid of the cat is to throw something at him. Now you can use the stick, which we use to get rid of the dog, although then you can't get rid of the dog. But we have the boot here. Oh, thank you, good sir. You saved my life. My children and I will never forget your kindness. Maybe someday I'll be able to return the favour. Oh, I hear my children calling. Goodbye, until we meet again. So the one thing that King's Quest V is really good for, it sort of teaches you to be a good person and to help out those in need. And if you don't help those out, they can't help you in the future. So keep in mind we just helped the rat, and we'll see where that plays into the game a little bit later. And I might actually just save that again, because I don't want to have to go through that a second time. It's a little bit timing sensitive with the boot, and if you click in the wrong spot. So if you don't get it on the first try, make sure you go back and restore it and get it right, because otherwise you cannot finish the game. Alright, so now the part I'm nervous about. Let's see if the game's going to bug out when we try and get the cloak. May I help you, sir? Yes, you may. So we're going to give the lady the golden needle. My golden needle? Wherever did you find it? It was found in a haystack by the inn. By the inn? Oh yes, I remember visiting there not long ago. Vulgar man, that innkeeper. He has no scruples at all. Well, I'm glad to see you got your golden needle back. I wonder, could you possibly see fit to give me that wonderful cloak in exchange for it? The cloak? Well, why not? It's yours, for the price of a golden needle. Thank you, kind sir. I'm sure it will help me in my travels. I'm sure it will. Good luck. Au revoir. Okay, so luckily that did not bug out, so we are good. Now, in terms of the sequential nature of doing this, again, King's Quest and Sierra games in general, I always found the best way to solve them is just try solving these sort of puzzles and interacting with people as much as you can. If you didn't get the cloak, you get a hint later on, but you've got to come back an awful long way to come and get it. Come on in, look around. So, again, we know this guy's a toy maker, so let's see if we can exchange a marionette. Where did you get this wonderful marionette? The craftsmanship is excellent. Well, I don't know if you'll believe me or not, but I got it from a little gnome. I must have it. Can I buy it from you? Actually, you may have it if you give me the sled in trade. Why, of course, but I must tell you, I think I'm getting the better deal. I can always make another sled, but finding another marionette of this quality, I don't know. So, I can have the sled? Yes, take it. It's yours. Thank you very much. I think I'll find this sled very useful. Well, you enjoy it, and thank you for the marionette. I love how we just put the sled in our pocket. The thing's absolutely massive. It's taller than us, but that's cool. That's what adventure gaming is all about. And lastly, it's you again, is it? We still don't have any shoes for sale. Classic. Alright, so let's do a trade. What have we here, Mama? Take these shoes from the young man. Let me see them. These are the finest pair of shoes I've ever seen. The leather is soft and pliable, yet sturdy. The craftsmanship of the shoes is superb. And look at the solid gold buckle. Why, I could retire with the sale of these shoes. Then the shoes are yours. I don't think I could find any use for them. You're a godsend, young man. How can we ever repay you? You don't need to repay me. Just knowing I helped you is enough for me. Well, it ain't much, but it's all I've got to give. Here, take my cobbler's hammer. Perhaps you can find a use for it. Since I'll be retiring, I won't need it anymore, thanks to you. Why, thank you. A hammer could come in mighty useful on my journey. Take care, young man. We'll never forget this. That's right, son. We'll finally be able to retire in comfort. You'll be in our hearts from now on. Come on, Mama. Let's go home. Let's celebrate our good fortune. Okay, so we've helped those people out and we scored a hammer. So that's pretty sweet. Alright. So now, there's one place we still haven't been in the land of, what do they call it, Serenia or something like that? I can't even remember. In whatever land we're in now. Pretty sure it's Serenia, because Green Isles was King's Quest 6. Alright, so the one place we haven't been is the tavern. Now the tavern is a rather dangerous place, and we've really got to have everything sorted out before we can come back here. At a bare minimum, you will need to have helped the mouse, and you'll need the hammer. Otherwise, this is a complete dead end to the game. So they do give you a clue in the name of the inn itself, which was like the swashbuckling or something. The swarthy hog, yeah. So, just for brevity, let's just give it a quick save. Yeah, it's fine. And let's head on into this dodgy establishment. I'll wait for you out here. I don't like that place. Now, you've got a bit of a chance to leave if you want. You can just walk out. But as soon as you walk in, you know that job we pulled yesterday? Where's the rest of the loot, huh? I think one of you guys is holding out on me. Gentlemen, please excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt your... The inn's full. Ain't got no more rooms. Hey boss, this guy looks like a real troublemaker. What do you want me to do with him? Rub him out. Okay, so they've tied us up in the basement. Struggle as he might, Graham cannot escape his bonds. I told you I would repay your kindness when you saved me from that horrible cat. Good luck, friend. So if you hadn't helped out the poor mouse, or the poor rat, whatever that was, you would be stuck in these binds, and that's it. The end of the game. Graham stoops down and picks up the sturdy rope from the stone floor. Likewise with this puzzle, I got very stuck on this early in days because you sort of think that maybe you just don't go to the inn, it's just a dead end, but you do need that rope and one other thing. Oh, that's right, a rusty lock secures the door, preventing Graham from leaving. We need the hammer to bust the lock. Using the cobbler's hammer, Graham pounds on the rusty lock until it breaks apart. Great. Now we can get out of here. Now the last thing we need to do is in this little cupboard here. Inside the cupboard, Graham sees a large, juicy leg of lamb. I'll have that. Reaching into the open cupboard, Graham pulls out the savoury leg of lamb. Without this leg of lamb, I think we starve, and we also can't help another creature later on, so that is another one to remember. And again, with these environments, with these little kind of window things they give us, we don't get a lot of sort of detail and definition and large size images where we can see what to look at. So we have to be very careful. But if you looked at it earlier, at the back of the room, Graham spies a large kitchen cupboard. Pretty obvious. Now, I did save that, I think. I'm just kind of rushing through this. Yes, I did. Now, I think if we walk through this door, we're in real trouble. Because the guys are still in here. Yep. We got to plan our next job, you guys. Hey, how did you get out of the cellar? This time, rub him out for good. That wasn't a very smart move. So yeah, obviously when we exit, we need to be careful. Okay, we unlock the door and we head out. Now we have everything we need for our journey, bar one little thing. And this is another thing that it's not tricky or difficult. It just relies on you to remember to check on all the screens you visited after you've been there at least once, because things change. So if I'm not mistaken, yep, see the gypsy wagon used to be up here. Oop, hit the ants again. So the gypsy wagon used to be up here on this screen, but it's now gone. But notice that, not so obviously, there's something here on the ground that looks kind of like a mushroom. A tambourine lies on the ground near the abandoned gypsy encampment. That could be useful. Not seeing the tambourine's owner, Graham bends down and rescues it from the ground. Great. So now we have, I believe, everything we need to get us out of this town and across the mountain pass. Now I'm playing this one on memory from years and years ago, but I've played this game many, many times, so I'm pretty sure I'm not forgetting anything that we need. So we're just going to trek down here. Then we need to go over to the east. I always thought this little bird in the bird bath was kind of a nice graphical add-on too. Adds to the realism rather than just a static background. Okay, so there's our poisonous snake. So to get rid of snakes, snakes don't like loud noises. And what have we got? We have a tambourine. We also have a harp, but that doesn't work. Frightened by the noisy tambourine, the snake reluctantly slithers away. Now we are good to go. So, let's make our way up this mountain pass. A few hours later, so here we are in this very frosty part. Graham begins to shiver at the sudden drop in temperature. Uh-oh. So we better put on our cloak. Graham dons his cloak for warmth in the snowy mountains. So if we hadn't got the cloak earlier, it's not the end of the world. I think you can walk straight back and then go and get it from the store or whatever. But it's much easier if you come prepared. Okay, so here we are. We're kind of this I guess you'd call it a, I don't know, escarpment, rocky cliff, whatever you want to call it. Definitely going to do a save here because there's a couple of funny things you can do. So the first one is if you just kind of keep walking in this direction. Graham, don't get too close. That last step was a doozy. So yeah, we don't want to walk off the edge. That's number one. The next one is we have some rope which we liberated from the dodgy guys that locked us in the cellar. Let's tie a rope to this branch. Alright, so we'll climb up. Oh, be careful, Graham. Thanks for playing King's Quest V. So that one is not the solution either. The solution is this kind of outcropping rock here. So let's give that a crack. Graham notices his stomach beginning to rumble with the hunger from the exertion of the mountain climb. We'll eat in just a second, and that's what the leg of lamb is for. Oh, be careful. This time it's fine though. Alright. Let's have some lamb. Graham finds the leg of lamb a bit tough, but tasty enough. Filling up quickly, he saves the other half for later. Alright, so let's save it here again, because this part is also a little tricky. Now, I'm trying to remember how to do this. There's, whoops, not like that. There's these little escarpments. And I think we've got to get to the log, so it's probably going to be like that, possibly like, nope, well, that's wrong. Okay, so that's why we save. Alright, so it's going to be this, that, no, oh, I did the same one twice. Come on, focus. So yeah, this one, it's not too difficult a puzzle. It's just, you got to run through the possibilities. That's going to be that, this one, and there. And then the log. Now with the log, I'll just, in case I stuff this up, maybe we just use the walk icon. I thought we had to go through the center of it. Oh. Yep. Lucky I saved it. Okay. So somewhere I have to click it with a hand icon. Ah, there we go. Awesome. So yeah, just a little mini puzzle there. Not too bad. Help, Graham, help me. Cedric. Now, ordinarily I'd just let the wolf take him because, you know, whatever. But we have this neat little sled thing here which we can use, which is kind of cool. Not very sturdy. Drat, my sled is broken. Should go back for a refund. Unfortunately, this is a point of no return. You can't walk backwards from here. Now I can see here there's this eagle type guy. Let's have a chat to him. What's wrong, Mr. Eagle? Oh, damn. Sorry, I clicked through it. It basically said I'm so weak because I haven't been able to get any food. Thank you. I need food. Cough, cough. So, we have some food. Let's share it with him. Here, take this. Perhaps it will help you. You're a kind man to share your meagre food with a poor bird, especially up here in the snowy mountains. Well, I couldn't just stand there and let you starve to death. What kind of person would I be? You have shown yourself to be a kind, compassionate man, and I'll not forget what you did for me. Goodbye, dear friend. So again, helping out where we can is super important in this game. And also in real life, of course. Okay, so now we've caught up to the wolves and stole Cedric. I am Queen Icebella, and you have entered my domain now. I command you to kneel before me. Since both you and your friend over there have so thoughtlessly invaded my territory without my permission or knowledge, I've decided that you shall both be put to death. Take him away, my pets. It's kind of extreme for just wandering on a path with no signs. Now we've got to be quick here. Queen Isabella is icy, obviously. It's cold. You know, you're in, some mountains. There's snow, ice, whatever. Trick is you want to melt her heart, and to do that, we have a harp. Again, music melts the heart, something like that. So we have to very quickly get the harp happening here. Another warning about a cartoon. That was very lovely music. I've never heard anything quite that beautiful before. I think I felt my heart melting just a little bit, just enough, that is, to allow you a chance for your freedom. A vicious Yeti has entered the area and taken up residence in my prized crystal cave. So far, I have been unable to extricate him from either the cave or my territory. If you can rid me of the Yeti, I'll release both of you and your owl friend, and you can continue with your journey. Unhindered. Even better. You may rise now. I wish you luck in defeating the Yeti. If you succeed, you'll have my undying gratitude. Go with him, Sir Grey Wolf. Show him the way to the Crystal Cave. You may go now, Sir Grey Wolf will lead the way. Okay, so we've been spared conditionally, provided we can, I guess, get rid of this Yeti. Now this puzzle's very, I don't know, cartoonish is probably the way to describe it. So how do you get rid of like an abominable snowman or a Yeti or a bear or anything like that? Yonder's the Crystal Cave. There you'll find the Yeti. Well, first off we're going to save our game. Secondly, let's have a look at our inventory. Well, we've got a key, a pie, a harp. So I think it's just the pouch. Some beeswax, a hammer, a cloak we're wearing, an amulet, a wand, which is not useful yet, and a tambourine. So we don't have a lot going for us here. But let's see what we can conjure up. Let's save it here just for fun. So let's try and give him a bit of tambourine action. That won't help Graham fight the powerful Yeti. Oh, what about the wand? Graham gives the wand a good shake, but only fizzles and dies. Uh-oh. What an abominable situation. So, who has guessed what we need to use to get rid of the Yeti? Well, if you guessed the pie, you are correct. Alright, well, there's one way to get rid of the Yeti. Now, here's a classic. So, we can just walk back now and Sir Grey Wolf will take us back to Queen Icebella and she'll be like, yeah, thanks for that, whatever. But while we're here, let's have a look in this cave. So we can see there's heaps and heaps of crystals. So, kind of pretty looking. Can't really walk any further than this, but while we're here, let's swipe a crystal. So we have a hammer. I think you've got to go with these side ones, maybe? Oh, there we go, that one. Oh, sure you can swipe a crystal. There we go. So very gently, Graham hits the beautiful crystal several times with his hammer until it breaks loose in one piece. He carefully places it amongst his other possessions. Okay. So now we have a crystal. Honestly, I can't remember what the crystal exactly is used for. Actually, no, I guess I do. It's used right at the end of the game. Because we need to reflect something. Luckily, Queen Icebella doesn't search us and notice we've, stolen one of her crystals. I see the Yeti is dead. Queen Icebella will be pleased. Come, follow me. Another cartoon warning. So this part of the game is actually pretty linear, as long as you've got everything from earlier in the game. Puzzle solving's not too hard. Ah, good. You've returned in victory, I presume. Yes, Your Majesty. The Yeti is dead. He will no longer be a scourge upon your realm. Are my friend and I free to go now? Oh no. I'd probably leave Cedric behind, to be honest, but that's fine. Yes, I keep my promises. I want to thank you for ridding my mountain domain of the horrible Yeti. Please rise, King Graham. I shouldn't ride Cedric too hard. He does save our life right at the end. Yes, I know who you are, and I've been informed of your quest. I do wish you luck against the wizard Mordak. Pity she wasn't that compassionate to begin with. You too may go. We wish you well on your difficult journey. Sir Greywolf will show you the way out of the mountains. So basically we go exactly the same way as we went to the Yeti cave, so... One thing that always puzzled me is why we didn't just escape after Sir Greywolf left us to, to go here. I think we've actually got to go down though. Yeah, we do. This looks tricky. Maybe not. So this is kind of a top-down perspective now. So we're going to come around here. Up this kind of chute. And then I guess... Oh. Graham, look out! Uh-oh. Some sort of two-headed beast eagle thing. I think they have a name. Some mythical creature. If you know what the name of this thing is, drop it down in the comments. Okay, so here we are in a bit of a predicament. Let's just quickly save. So this egg thing is hatching, which is bad. But see this glinting thing? Let's just grab that while we're here. Graham rescues a lovely golden locket from the clutches of the rock's nest. Is it a rock? Is that the name of this creature? Nice birdie. Good birdie. Yeah. Hang on, I'll get you out of this. Oh, they got our cloak though. I love that Cedric just like flew off and completely abandoned us. Graham, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. You'd never believe it, Cedric. You'd never believe it. I highly doubt he was looking. He was probably just there perched on his rock. But that's fine. Okay, so now we are here on a beach. So we've made it across the mountains and basically we're at the ocean where we wanted to go. So here we can see there's like a, I don't know, pole. Graham notices a rusty iron bar lying in the sand near the bottom of this cliff thingy. So let's take that. And notice there's a sweet boat up here. Okay. Look, Graham, there's a boat here. Maybe we can use it. Who knows? Alright, now I think if we don't look at the boat first, something funny happens. Let's give it a crack. Oh, Graham's energy has suddenly run out. Use Christmas wand to cast a spell, giving Graham more strength. Alright, so I haven't got the book open, so we're just going to wait. Alright, so we're just going to abort that for a second. If we actually look at the boat, it says, an old cast-off sailboat sits forlornly on the narrow sandy beach. Okay, maybe it doesn't tell you until you get out in the water. The boat's got a hole in it, so if you don't patch that up, you sink. But for now, I'm just going to go find the manual for King's Quest, and I will return once I know what this code is. Okay, and we're back. While I was just looking that up, I see Cedric has popped up on screen saying, I'm tired of this place, let's go somewhere else. Well, that's useful. Okay, So I've got my King's Quest alphabet. Now this thing's a little bit, let's just say, hard to read in some respects. So bear with me here. We have got some weird symbols happening. So let's try and push the boat again. Oh man, I ruined it. So it looks like that kind of makes the game crap out if you get it wrong. So let's just do a quick restore. And then we'll get those symbols back up again. Okay, here we go. Push the boat. Alright, so we've got this kind of MR looking thing, which according to my manual is a U. It's a U. Then we have, I don't know, some sort of weird pointy thing, which is a G. The speed hump, which is an R. And the crosshairs, which is a P, I believe. Incorrect. Sucks. Okay, let's try this again. That MR is definitely U. U. Well, we have to line, correct? No. And that thing is definitely a G. Speed bump. Definitely an R. And the crosshairs. Oh, it's an M. There we go. Sweet. Come on, Cedric, get in the boat. Aye, aye, Captain. Watch out, there's a hole in the boat. Oh, crap. Okay, so we should have fixed it on shore. Down, down we go. Okay, how do we know there's a hole in the boat then? Because we did try and look at it. An old cast-off sailboat sits forlornly on a narrow sandy beach. Maybe we just doesn't tell you and we've just got to push it out and then you realise the damn thing sinks. Well, to repair the hole in the boat anyway, regardless, we have some beeswax, which is a commonly used boat sealing tool. Graham firmly wedges the softened piece of beeswax in a small hole in the boat's hull. Hopefully the wax will hold and make her seaworthy. I hope so too. So now we have another little, I guess you would call it, sort of a maze, but it's not really that difficult to traverse. So you've got the ocean, which is going to come up in just a second, and we need to navigate to what's called the Harpies Island. So let's try and push this guy out again. I should remember from before the spell. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so let me get the book, which I've already put down. Alright, here we go. So it's a window with a plus in it. So that's a Z. I don't know even how to describe that weird little piece of scaffolding stuff. I think it's L, and then we've got a square with some weird things. There's a Q. And then something else, which is a bold at the bottom. Somewhere, surely. I can't find it. Oh, a D, I think. Nope, that was wrong. Let's try again. Alright, a Z. Then, I'm sure that's an L. No, it's a V. It's got the extra plunger things. Then we've got an E. Then we've got a... I'm pretty sure... Man, that's hard. That almost looks like it has an extra feature in it. It's not a C. It's not that one. I think it's an I. There we go. Cool. Sorry for that little aside there. Now let's do another save. 32. Alright, so we are in the boat, we are in the sea. Let me get my little map up here. Alright, so to get to the Harpies Island, we need to go sail down one. And then we just sail straight across. It's not a hard maze, if you want to even call it that. We should hit the Harpies Island soon. Here we go. Look, Graham, an island. Perhaps we should explore it. Yes, I think we should, Cedric. Graham, I don't like the looks of this. Me neither. Graham, help me. Where did you find him, Minotta? We found him on the beach. Isn't he luscious? Yum. I don't know. He doesn't look like my type. What do you think, Krillina? I think he looks too old and tough. I like my meals to be young and tender. Don't be so picky. I'm tired of fish. Haven't had a man in months. Yes, you did. I saw you steal a man off a raft just last week. Oh, he doesn't count. He was already picked over by the time I got to him. Well, at least this one's fresh. So they're going to kind of talk it out here for a second. We need to be rather quick. Basically, the harpies are kind of man-eaters, so to speak. So we need to, again, melt their heart a little bit. And we have the harp for a second time, I think. Let's try it. Nope. I sure thought it was... There we go. I'm worried there for a second. What's he doing? What's that thing? I don't know, but I want it. Hey, that's not fair. Let's get her, girls. Alright, so that at least diverts their attention for a bit. And like usual, there is a nice little glinting pixel down here. Let's give it a pick up. Graham quickly bends down and rescues the fishhook from the ground. And that's about all we can do on the Harpies Island. We just get a fishhook. Oh, and Cedric's half dead over here too. So, those who've played the game before, I will save it here. You can just leave Cedric here and just ignore him and he doesn't follow you, but when you get right near the end of the game, he actually is of assistance, so we do need to rescue him. Graham, help me. Cedric, where do you hurt? Everywhere. Alright, so we've got to see if we can sort this dude out. But meanwhile, notice again there's a weirdly coloured pixel here on the sand. You should never go past a weirdly coloured pixel. Graham bends over and picks up a beautifully coloured shell. Alright, so we also got a seashell. So now we need to get back in the boat and we need to sail back basically to where we came from. Now if I recall correctly, we just got to keep heading in this direction to the west. I think we might need to go down one screen. Got to be a bit careful here. Sometimes you get eaten by a dragon. That sucks. Oh well, at least we saved. So, yeah, it's a bit kind of, I guess, random in terms of where that sea creature pops up. I think there's also a whale that can come and get you, but I could also be wrong about that. It's been some years. It doesn't actually quite matter where you land, so I was trying to be smart and actually land exactly on the beach part that we need to go. But I think I'm going to go on the side of caution this time. And we're going to land slightly higher up on the coast. Then we can just walk down a bit. I always thought for this part of the game there were some really beautiful graphics that they kind of, I guess, drew out and then, you know, produced and all that sort of thing. All just for, like, what did you see there, 2 minutes of cutscene? A lot of work went into that island for almost nothing. Now I hope I'm sailing the right way. I think I am. Yep. Okay, I went one screen too far down because this is exactly where we need to be. But looking at the time, it looks like we've been going for almost about an hour now. And this is a convenient cliffhanger to leave off on. Sorry folks about that. But basically what we've had happen here is we've got Cedric. He's in a bit of a bad way. We've been to the Harpies Island. All we really gained from that was a seashell and a fishhook. So you might sort of think, oh, it was pretty trivial. What was the point going there? But the fishhook especially is really vital for finishing off the game. At this point, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying this playthrough. If you've got any comments, suggestions, anything like that, put them down there in the comments section. I'd love to read them. Anything I've missed in the game, some Easter eggs, some references I might not have got, the name of that two-headed bird thing, anything like that, go right ahead. Stay tuned for part 3. Thanks again, and I'll catch you then. See you later.